get it going. Lord willing, DeQuark can hop back on.
Hold on. Normally, normally I don't know. Maybe it don't work on yours, but I forgot. Normally it asks me if I wanted to stream it from my channel. But
Oh yeah, that's the I gotta do the upgrade.
oh, okay, then don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Actually, it's on you going from
Spiritual Army.
God,
Um, all right, we want to say Shalom, Shalom.
shalom, shalom.
Let's test the audio, right? Test the audio. All praises to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kudash. Of course, yeah, there we go. Of course, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Rakaha Kudash is the Holy Spirit, which comforts and guides us in all understanding and 100% truth. And of course, double honors to our elders and apostles that came back in the reincarnation. Because reincarnation is real. They're known as Great Millstone in these times. All right. Because reincarnation is real. I'm the brother Monogon. I got the elder bro Gavaria Howard with us from Hawaii.
Shalom,
And got
shalom.
the young officer from our camp, Yaga Aya, here. And we're gonna hit this lesson that I had saved from camp. And I titled it They Won't Be Able to Stop Our Redeemer. Yeah, they won't be able to stop our Redeemer. It's based on Second Ezra 13, verses 1 through about 11. And when I walked up to camp, that's basically what this brother with Yaga Ayu was speaking. But that's what I was hearing when I was walking up. So I say, you know what? Let's go ahead and run it back, bring out these precepts, and ask Chat a few questions. And when I was talking to Chat, they came up with all these bogus answers, as far as things that this is what we don't know and this is what's false. It always try to say this is what's not true, but we know what the truth is, and we can extrapolate from using Chat and different other AI sources to just to decipher what's true and bring it forth, especially with the movements of what's going on prophetically on Earth. Because like we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, but really Trump brought it up, and now we kind of been bouncing ideas off of one another in the spirit, Yaga, about this whole Greenland thing. They're taking over Greenland because if Russia were to shoot missiles, one of its fastest routes would be over the Arctic. And Greenland is part of that territory when you look at the trajectory of how the ICBMs would come. So it's no coincidence that they're trying to fight over this. And Trump is saying that if we lose Greenland, ain't no we, it's not our country. We have no continuous sitting here. But if we lose Greenland, then it's not going to be good for the U.S. because then Russia or China will have it. But it doesn't matter who has a defense system set up on Earth. They ultimately, all of them got to deal with Yahweh Shai. So that's kind of what we want to get into through spirit. Oh, yeah, I see you got a preset, bro.
God, it's Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So, as Aquan was saying, ChatGPT kind of throws a lot of curveballs. And really, you got to back ChatGTP up in a corner to get them to act, to get it to ask or answer the right question or the right way. Yeah. Right? Even though we don't need ChatGPT, we use it as a tool, but through faith we believe these things. And so obviously Chat is not a prophet, right? It's just a tool. But right. Yahweh Shalom Shai revealed these deep dark sayings to us. And it's another it's spiritual too that you brought up Second Ezra chapter 13. I was just reading last night Bell and the Dragon, and then and it was talking about the Apocrypha, how basically, I asked the question, how many, I already knew, but I asked the question, how many times did Daniel get thrown into the lion's den? And it said mainstream Christianity teaches that it happened only one time, and that Protestants, they don't believe in it. They don't say that, they don't believe that the Apocrypha is Deuterocanonical or whatever. So what they do is they basically ignore it. But it all ChatGPT said that it all lines up. So we're reading from Second Ezra 13. This book was purposely taken out for a reason, right? It happened well after the King James 1611 Bible was established. I think it was like it was part of the Bible for over 200 plus years, and then the Bible Destruction Group took it out. So the question is why? One is why did it take it out, and two, it's not commonly taught that Yahweh Shai is going to come back the way that it says he is. When you read I believe it's the book of Isaiah, it says, "Behold, he cometh with fire and fire." So, they don't teach that Yahweh Shai coming back in a violent manner, and they don't even teach you who he's going to destroy. When you read what we're about to go into, you're going to read that the Son of the Most High, his name is Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh. He's coming back to take down the nation's military, their armies. Another precept real quick is Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, verse, it might be 3. 3. Joel 3:1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and have parted my land. When you look up that word for plead in the Hebrew, the Hebrew word there is shaphat, which is what? Judgment, right? To judge, govern, or vindicate, or punish. And that's what Yahweh Bashem Shai is going to do to these nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat. They're going to be fighting. It's going to be World War III happening. All wars have a theater, right? When I was in the military, whenever we went downrange, we call it downrange. By the time we got there, it was called theater. So you're in a theater, and all these militaries are going to be in what you call Saudi Arabia, the Middle East. Look at a map of Saudi Arabia. It ain't even, Saudi Arabia, right? It's this right here. Just like look at this as like a big boxing ring, right? The Lord gonna draw all these military, the world armies into this place. This is gonna be the main place of theater of war. And this is where Yahweh Shai is gonna come back first. It said he coming from the east to the west. And then when he comes, he's gonna come to destroy these militaries. And then they're gonna see him and they're gonna try to fight. So again, they don't want you to notice. They don't want the average person to correlate prophecy. But we ain't the average people. We're the prophets. You got to
go to you read in some of the chat screenshots that I had. One of them said something about basically you can't stop judgment if you.
I actually was reading that one.
Yeah, one of them says that. Keep going.
What verses? Oh, right here. What verses 5 and 11 reveal about limits of power? These verses answer a timeless question. What happens when humanity faces something beyond its category of power? The answer, detection occurs, mobilization occurs, intention to fight exists. But no engagement is possible, not because humans are weak, but because the confrontation is misframed. You cannot fight judgment. You cannot intercept authority. You cannot defend against command. And it is because they're weak. Humans is weak. You can't fight against the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Dequar, did you have the scripture you wanted to bring out, bro? Before we go into the second Ezra?
No, it's gonna be with that second Ezra.
Okay, bet. Let's start second Ezra 15 from the top.
13 or 15?
I'm sorry, 13. And can you blow the screen up a little bit? The water.
It's better?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
God, this is second Ezra chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that had moved all the waves thereof.
Yeah, and this dream was this was more like a vision, even though it says dream, because when the Apocrypha it says dreams are likened unto one thing to another, and you can't really cling to them. But this is an actual vision. This is a vision of the return of our Redeemer. That's why I titled it, "They won't be able to stop our Redeemer." All right, because they like that, like it said in there, it's framed in a way that was supposed to be hidden from us for years, because they know that they wouldn't be able to stop him. They wouldn't be able to stop this dream and this vision that Ezra saw. So you can read verse 2.
Hey, shalom to the brother Dequar.
It's young officer Dequar and the king too.
You said keep reading, Dequar?
Yeah, verse 2.
This back in verse 2, 2nd Esdras 13:2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof.
Yeah, it's talking about the Shemayim, the waters. All right, that's not talking about. I mean, of course, there's going to be a huge gravitational pull, and the earth is going to feel Yahweh Shai, and there, so forth and so on. But that's going into the Shemayim. All right, it says, "All eyes shall see him." His chariot is going to encompass the whole earth. It's going to eclipse the earth. All right.
In the GNT, it says, "In my dream, I saw a wind coming up out the sea and stirring up great waves."
Yeah, that's why it says it's going to say that he waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. This ain't talking about Yahweh Shai coming out of the Pacific Ocean.
Nah.
Allegedly, remember that Ephraimite chick who escaped IUIC? That was one of the things she said they were teaching. We don't know if they were really teaching it or not, but that's one of the things that she was saying, that they were saying that Yahweh Shai was going to come out. Well, who they call as Christ is going to come out of the Pacific Ocean to deliver everybody.
Well, first of all, the Pacific Ocean is on the west, the far west of America. That's the first thing. The second thing is the heavens up above us is an ocean too, is a sea too. We're in between waters, right? We're in the different phases of water. You got the liquid, which that ecosystem exists. Then you have above us, where what you call the sky, the firmament, right? The heavens above, and then out of space. All of that's considered a sea.
Yeah.
And on top of that, what we breathe here and on Earth, H2O is 1 part hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen. So we're breathing water, but at a different level.
Yeah, just like if you were to look down at the Amazon, because that river and the moisture that's created from that, it's always a huge cloud over the Amazon. It's very rare that you get a full picture of the whole territory, because I've seen documentaries on the Amazon, it said the real river is above it, because all the clouds.
Mm-hmm. So it's back in 2nd Esdras chapter 13 verse 3, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance and to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Yeah, that matches up with we can get Revelation 1 and 7.
God. It's the book of I'll pull it up when you other brothers can read it.
Yeah, you can speak on it, bro.
God. You got it, brother.
Con, y'all read it. I got it right here.
God.
Revelation 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. Yeah, and of course, remember in the book of Acts, the 1st chapter, it talks about the same way Yahweh Shai left, that's the same way that he's coming back. And what you have to do when you read the scriptures, we know we're preaching to the choir, but you have to look and see where other words correlate in the Bible. And because of that, we understand that the word cloud right there represents a chariot. And that's, of course, what these other churches and Christian pastors, they don't teach, because, of course, the Spirit has to be on you to understand that interpretation. But even one word can be a metaphor, and that's what cloud is. So that's how Yahweh Shai is returning, the same exact way he left. And this is important because it's all biblical prophecy. Our deliverance coincides with the destruction of Babylon the Great. It's simultaneous.
Okay. Yep. Go back to 2nd Esdras, unless you got something, bro.
Oh, yeah, I was looking it up. Give me a quick second, brother.
Yeah, take your time. Yeah, and it said all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. The main reason, because again, it's all eyes shall see him. If every knee is going to bow, that means you're going to have to see something that's going to force them to bow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's going to ultimately, I think you read in Deuteronomy, it says our Lord is a consuming fire. We had a cloud by day and a fire by night. That fire by night is going to show up the same way. Who's to say the cloud is just going to be a white fluffy cloud?
If you ever, I don't know if you brothers had an opportunity to see the mountain in which Yahweh Shai had the chariot hovering over. So in Saudi Arabia, it's this mountain, because that's what happened at You saw it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
This
Yeah.
Ron White looked this up, and long story short, it got all the proof that our people was there. You know, they got calves etched on stone. You got the pillar where Mashad struck the rock and water came out. So the mountain range that's right above that is all black. It looked like somebody or something was sitting over top of it and with major heat and burnt the whole top of the mountain range. The chariot was huge, extremely huge, and obviously they call it a cloud, but that was in reality, that was a chariot, the father ship.
Yeah, and when we read in some of the chat screenshots, it's going to say that the satellites and defense systems that the countries have on Earth, they don't necessarily have defense systems set up to defend themselves from something extraterrestrial, but they do have things to track heat. So if something's radiating heat, they can see what that data is on that. But to lock target on it and try to shoot something at it, if it's far more advanced, they don't stand a chance. You know.
Con, you want me to keep reading?
Yeah, Con.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire.
Yeah, and a good example to get an idea of that is just the chariot opened up, all right, and released concentrated heat, some high level heat that's from out of this world. All right, there can't even be even your background is a good example right there on Google. You know what I'm saying? It's a good example of what it would look like, and you know what we would imagine it would look like through the spirit. All right.
Yeah, I was trying to find that ID4 spaceship.
Oh yeah,
blows building up.
Yep. Yeah, you see how it hit the White House. You know.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just that's a good example, like the camp sign that we use. All right, that's all it's talking about. It's not saying that his big face is going to show up and then fire is going to shoot out of his mouth. You know, we're talking about a mountain that Ezra couldn't tell. Well, we're going to get into it. He couldn't tell where it started and when it ended. That's what he described it. If it was a face, he would have described it as a face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good picture right there. That's what I mean by the clouds. It's not going to be no regular rain cloud or no fluffy cloud. The Lord said he's a consuming fire. So when he comes back, imagine you see clouds coming, but they look like they're on fire.
Yeah.
You know, that's terrifying, bro.
Because the chariot comes through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
The atmosphere gets heated up around the chariot. It's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary days, man. Not for us though. We're gonna be Friday, but we're gonna be giving praise. Lord,
Yeah.
elect.
Yeah.
Quick precept.
You got it, brother.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 11, verse 4. It says, "But with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth." Here's the point. "And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked." It's going to the same thing. It's the same vision. All the prophets, they've been seeing the same thing, man. It's the downfall of our enemies. You know, but that's the return of Yahweh Shai. We're going to come with the glory of all his angels.
Yeah, and it's also likened to the truth too. Like this word is like a fire. You know what I'm saying? But like it's going saying, yeah, it's a wrap for this man. Well, real quick, since you mentioned Isaiah, this is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. Isaiah 66 and 15. It says, "For behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with the flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh Shai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai shall be many."
Oh, look up plead in that verse too, bro. You see if that's Shaphat. In that last verse too in Isaiah, it said, he shall slay the wicked. In Job 9:24, it says the earth is given in hand to the wicked. And like we're going to see in this chat, last year was a record year for the United States specifically, sending satellites into satellite launches. There was a record-breaking year. I think they launched like 3,000 something satellites last year. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you do that? I mean, of course they're going to spin it for other reasons, but they're trying to monitor things like what they deem 3-eye atlas. You know, what are you going to do if there's a million 3-eye atlases out there? You know,
it says the U.S. launched a significant number of satellites in 2023, with sources indicating over 2,000 objects, mostly SpaceX Starlink satellites, contributing to a global record. While in 2024, the U.S. led globally with 158 launches, deploying many more satellites, with the numbers exceeding 2,000 again, particularly from SpaceX. For the full year of 2023, U.S. launch account for about 81% of the world's total, or 2,166 objects, with 1,900 being Starlink satellites.
yeah. Check 2025.
I'll be specific with these doubles.
Yeah.
It says the U.S. launched around a record number of satellites in 2025, with sources indicating around 192 successful orbital launches, deploying thousands of satellites, largely driven by SpaceX massive Starlink deployments, with estimates putting the total satellite launch by U.S. companies potentially in the thousands, including significant contributions from Amazon, Cooper Constellation, and the U.S. Space Force assets. Starlink Space alone deployed 2,000 by September 25. So between 2023 and 2025, that's over 4,000 satellites, bro. Why you need all them fucking satellites in there, man?
Right.
Come on, bro. That's way too much. This the OD. And then you wonder why is all that space trade. You can't blame that on Tyrone and Jose, man.
Right.
You Edomites, man, you trying to protect yourself from something that's coming, but you ain't going to tell the average person. You know, there used to be a video on YouTube. It was black and white, but it showed a chariot moving right before a laser was shot from the earth at the chariot, and then the laser totally missed it. So this man knows what time it is, bro. Then you had in the 1990s the tether event where the satellite tether broke, and all these chariots came around it and was like looking at it. So yeah, this nigga's trying to hide from something. He's trying to fight something. That was it on that. But back in Isaiah 66, that word for plead is Shabbat.
Yeah,
it's judgment. So you want me to go back to Esdras?
There we
go. Back in second Esdras, 13 verse 4. I'm sorry. Oh, it's good? Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea.
Yeah, I believe that was Reagan that said that. He said if we all had a common threat, we will all put our weapons down and come together to fight that existential threat. You know, that was in the 80s.
Oh, real quick, since we brought that up, I had put on ChatGPT. I said in 2nd Esdras chapter 13, it speaks about Yahushua coming back to destroy the armies of the earth. Yes, your understanding is correct. 2nd Esdras 13 gives one of the clearest apocalyptic visions of Yahushua returning to destroy the gathered armies of the earth. And it does so in a way that aligns closely with prophetic themes found throughout the scriptures. Ezra sees a vision of a man rising from the sea, symbolic emergence from chaos, nations, and the Gentile world. Key elements: the man flies with the clouds of heaven. Multitudes gather to fight against him. He does not lift the sword. Firestorm and breath proceed from his mouth. The armies are instantly destroyed. Afterward, he gathers a peaceable multitude, a remnant of Israel. And then you got, for some reason, they showed Trump. They showed Trump and these different images, these so-called images, you know, the image of the white horse, but this is not talking about a physical horse. It's talking about that chariot Yahweh Shai is going to be on. He's not going to have an arrow that flies from a bow. It's going to be those missiles. Yeah, but you got it.
Yeah, we go back to 2nd Ezra 13.
Back in 2nd Ezra 13, verse 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
you got it out.
And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. Verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. And it says,
right. It wasn't like there was a chariot out there, and then Yahweh Shai came and then jumped on top of it like Silver Surfer. All right, that he was inside the chariot. You know what I'm saying? Because the way you read it, you would think that's what it sounds like. You know, no, Yahweh Shai was in full control of the chariot. And Ezra described it as a mountain. He had no other way but to say, okay, this got to be a huge mountain over top of me. You know?
Yeah. Like it says right here in the NLT, the GNT. I tried to lead a place or region from which the mountain was carved, but I couldn't. But I could. Yeah, that's how big it was, man. Okay. That's the fathership, man. Not no mothership, man. The fathership. Right. Anyway, 2nd Ezra 13 and 8. And after this, I beheld him, lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
Right, and that was a bullet point on the screenshot. Dequar, did you have some yet?
Well, I have one more, but it's cool.
All right, yeah, that was one of the bullet points on there. It says something about fighting, if I'm not mistaken.
It says what you cannot fight judgment. Is that one, or you want me to go back?
Read the next two.
Okay. The next two screenshots.
No, the next two lines after that. It says you can't fight judgment.
Oh, you can't fight judgment. You cannot intercept authority, and you cannot defend against command.
Slocking, I'm sorry. Where it says the answer, that third bullet point on the answer, it says something about fight exists.
The answer, intention to fight exists. Well, detection occurs, mobilization occurs, intention to fight exists.
Yeah, see, they yet durst fight. And then, yeah, you can read some of the other screenshots, like how it connects to the earlier question. Basically the same thing you asked.
How this connects to your earlier question, satellite and detection. Yes, the nations see him. Detection is never the issue in the chapter. Defense systems. They assemble weapons, armies, and intent. Defense is assumed. Why it fails. The man does not enter their system. He does not play by their rules. He does not require tools. Because the rules that you're playing with is man-made rules. Yahweh Shai coming from the spirit world. So he's bringing with him an armada from the spirit world. These chariots, like that one, I don't know if y'all remember that one old guy that said the beings that came off the chariot were black. They were black. Well, he said, before he said that, he said, where do you manufacture a spaceship that's three earth lengths long? Where do you manufacture that? He couldn't believe that this was happening. He's like, where can they fix them? I'm like, well, in the spirit world. And they're ready to come. They're ready to roll, man. So Yahweh Shai is not, he's playing with the rules of Yahweh Bashem Shai. It's like you got an all Madden player. He's playing on 99. Well, Yahweh Shai is playing at 144. While you playing at 99. You can't. Come on. He's on a different rules. Now he instead of jumping over players, he's jumping like 50 feet in the air and going straight for the touchdown.
Yeah, running through him with invisibility powers.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you got it, brother. So.
Now, as the scripture say, he's not gonna meet them as a man, so he's coming with a whole different power. You know. But I had a quick one. This is Matthew 24, and then verse 30. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, which is how you know that heaven or the waters it was talking about was the heavens. It says, but then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, because they're gonna be afraid. It says, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So he coming with a power that they ain't used to.
Oh,
And then the next verse it actually goes into with the angels, because he's that part of that glory is him coming with that host.
Yeah, you got it, brother. Oh, can you read 31?
31. Yep, it says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Yeah. But when you go back to the second address, it said they was afraid, but they still gonna fight. So the Lord, he gonna put the spirit on them to continue. Yeah. Even in Revelation, it said they still ain't gonna repent.
Yeah.
Just so he can show that power.
Yeah. So when if you see, because in this realm, when's the last time, besides watching a Marvel movie, when's the last time you seen a man standing on top of a chariot, riding it, standing on top of it while it's moving? Not only that, you're gonna see the true man, which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. He's more than a man. He's coming back in his God mode. He's not coming back, like you just said earlier, he's not coming back as a man. He's coming back with all power, right? And so now you got to fight against him, right? So the average person that's flying these airplanes, F-35s, that's piloting these drones, all this other stuff, they ain't never seen no stuff like that before. So then when they actually see it, the motherfucker's gonna be scared, like you should be, because now you can't. What are you gonna do about this? They don't teach you to prepare for this in any type of school that you entered into in America, military or not, unless you're part of the super elite, which they're gonna be hiding. So now you above ground, you got to fight this fight. You done signed up for this man's military, right? You done went over there. You done got all the necessary things that you needed to pilot these ships. And now you got to fight against Yahweh Shai and Mashiach, bro. Yeah, you're going to give it the ghost. Motherfuckers going to be scared, but they're going to have to fight.
Yeah. They're going to be juiced off that ego of I'm defending Earth.
Yeah. Now you're an Earth warrior, right? Okay. We'll see if Earth warriors, what they call them, guardians. They call them guardians. The people in the Space Force, they call them guardians and shit, like guardians of the galaxy.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah, they call them guardians.
That's I'll take a precept on the comment board real quick. Let me bring this out. This the end has come. 9907 Yabashim Shabakata Bashim Kagudash Jude 1-4, and Enoch also the seventh from Adam prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai come up with 10,000 of his saints, which proves also again our ancestors, they weren't just regular men. All right, they were priests of the Lord, they were also prophets. So Enoch was a prophet. All right.
Yeah, and he's coming.
No, go ahead, brother.
I was going to say, it said he coming with the tens of thousands. You're going to see the sky is going to be flooded with chariots, right? It might even block out the sun. So many chariots, bro. You know what I mean? In a particular place, and then they're coming from the east, so they done destroyed all the armies of the world. What's left for these nations? They're done. What do you have to shoot up there besides missiles, projectiles that can't do nothing? You got it.
Yeah, it's a good the profile picture is good too. All right, you see the chariots in the sky there, just like you see China tries to do it on a carnal level with their those AI drone swarms. They call them swarms.
Yeah,
you got them tiny little drones, and it looks like the sky is completely blanketed. Jude or Yahweh 1:15, it says to execute judgment upon all and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him.
Yeah.
I would go back to Second Ezra.
Back in Second.
I'm sorry, Isaiah 47 and shall not meet thee as a man. We could bring that in. You can start at verse 4. This
is Isaiah 47:4. As for our Redeemer,
Oh, I'm sorry. So you can read 3 and 4. Sorry, yeah, 3 and 4.
Can I just start at the top?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind mill, uncover
Yeah,
the
that's
love.
this country, the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right. The virginity represents being so-called chaste, but basically being untouched. All right. Really, it means being untouched. That's why the scriptures talk about let us go up to the city with unwalled villages, going into how these other nations are going to have part in destroying America. All right. Isaiah 47:1 is talking about America.
Yep. Take the millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Yeah, I'll just say this too. The scripture says that Esau is going to try and deceive the very elect. That's why he's got things like Project Bluebeam. I don't know if brother saw that recent video that's going viral, where it has it looks like UFOs fighting each other. It looks like they're shooting at each other in the sky, and that's going viral right now. But we know that's Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, because it's no the chariots. The chariots got our brothers in it, the angels, and they're not fighting each other.
Right.
We all unified. They all unified up. So unless Esau got chariots that we don't know about, but yeah. Anyway, it says take millstone and grind mill, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. I had just recently read this in the NLT and the AMP.
Yeah, I got the video right here.
Oh,
real quick. Let me just pull it up. I'm gonna bring it back on. Let me just pull up the screen and see if I can show it if it's bright enough. Hold on. I'll rewind it. I don't know if y'all can see this.
Oh,
okay.
Barely.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. I see they shooting at each other.
Yeah, they're making it look like it's shooting at each other. This is in the sky.
Oh yeah.
This is apparently going viral, and but this is us uncovering the locks. We know this is not true. Well, the elect is not going to believe this ultimately because we understand that these are the vehicles of our salvation. All right, when they start shooting like that, it's going to be because he's destroying the earth.
In America, they're bringing that fire to America. Not only the nuclear missiles, but the chariot fire.
I should say portions of the earth.
Yeah, portions
of the earth.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Let me add it back on.
Oh yeah, back in Isaiah chapter 47, I have read this in the NLT earlier, a few days ago. It says, "You got something, brother?" Salakia.
No.
Oh, okay. You will be naked and burdened with shame. I will take vengeance against you without pity. In the AMP, it says, your nakedness will be uncovered. Your shame will be exposed. I will not take vengeance. I will take vengeance and will spare no man. So, yeah, you finished out here, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't going to be nothing left of America or people that's in it. You know what I'm saying? They got that show called Fallout. After nuclear destruction, you just got apocalyptic living. No. The Lord's gonna put a speedy end to this Babylon the Great. Keep reading to 5. Go on.
Oh no, you can go back to 2nd Ezra 13.
Back in 2nd Ezra 13, verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. Verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lift up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Right, and that's why if you can go back to some of them screenshots from chat, we can read a couple more of those. That's why there's no defense system on. It doesn't matter how many satellites they launch. You can read some of that right there. You can blow. Is there any way you can blow it up a little bit? Hit that. Yeah.
Nah.
Just hit the plus sign on there at the bottom.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there we go.
It says shit. Slack it, brother.
You too, Wild.
It says, was it a record year for satellite launches for the U.S. last year? Yes. In 2025 was a record-setting year for U.S. space activity, especially in terms of satellite launches and launch cadence, driven largely by SpaceX. Unprecedented launch pace. Here's how that breaks down. The U.S. launch records in 2025. SpaceX set or tied several annual launch records. SpaceX alone achieved an all-time high number of orbital launches in 2025, on the order of 165 to 156 plus missions, depending on counting method, exceeded its own previous yearly records and far surpassing past year's total. That massive launch rate represented the majority of the U.S. orbital launches in 2025, often reported about 85% of U.S. orbital launches. Monthly U.S. launch records also broken. June 2025 saw the U.S. set a single month record with 21 commercial launches in just 1 month, a U.S. high point that reflects the intensifying launch tempo.
Well, we know what happened in June. The whole thing popped off with Iran and Israel, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that July?
Sometime in the summer.
Yeah, this past summer. Yep.
Yeah. U.S. launch numbers outpaced previous years. Independent statistics. What's it? I can't really see past the.
Oh, it's okay. You can go to the next one if you want.
I think that was the last one.
Okay.
So you had that one, this one, defense. 511. Oh, right here. U.S. launch numbers outpaced previous independent statistical compilations of orbital launch attempts, indicate that the United States had more orbital launches attempts in 2025 than many recent years. In many recent years, continuing a sharp upward trend from 2020 to 2024. In contrast, some pre-2025 data shows U.S. orbital launch totals growing from a low hundreds in the early years to a new peak in 2025. Why 2025 was exceptional? Starlink and other mega constellations. Much of the satellite launch volume and record pace stems from SpaceX deployment of large constellations, especially Starlink, which require many launches of dozens of satellites at a time. Beyond SpaceX, other U.S. companies contributed to the increased activity, although SpaceX output dominates the figures. Summary, yes, 2025 was a record year for satellite launches associated with the United States, primarily due to SpaceX's extremely high rate of orbital missions and satellite deployments.
Because this man's afraid, all right? Of course, they can't do anything to stop our Redeemer, because he's not going to meet them like a man. But he wants to give himself a fighting chance. But at the same time, he's launching all these satellites because the nation shall hate the horde. You know? Yeah. Remember, Israel couldn't withstand that barrage of missiles that Iran was sending. It cost a lot of money to keep that defense system up and running. So that's why the U.S. had to step in. And everybody's pointing the finger at who? Babylon the Great, the U.S., and Israel.
It's a miracle that we can even see the sky. Look at all these satellites. Look at all these satellites around the Earth. They look like the Death Star.
Yep. Yeah, dude.
This shit is crazy, bro. Space trash and junk. And all of this shit's coming down, man. It either is going to get burnt up by Yahweh Shem Shai, or it's coming down. It's just going to come down to the Earth.
Right.
Yeah, well, so the elements shall melt with fervent heat. You know, these heathens, they're gonna have a lot of trash to clean up.
So it says right here, most of these satellites, the orange ones, are in low orbit, and only a few of them are in high orbit. And that's the ones on the bottom. These ones right here, these green ones, and then retrograde are the blue ones, and then yellow is medium. So most of them are in low orbit. Yeah, they trying to protect against something, bro, that's coming.
Yep.
I got a quick one.
You got it, brother.
This is Isaiah 63, verse 3. Yeah, verse 3. It says, I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Hey,
Yeah,
read.
so
Start at the top, brother.
verse 1.
Yeah, start at the top. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Isaiah 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Yeah, so Yahweh garment, metaphorically, is going to be looking like this, and just like we're going into right now, these upper elites, they understand, they know when they read or hear the scriptures and they see clouds and mountains, they know it's not talking about a cloud because nobody's going to look up and see thousands of clouds and start trembling.
Right.
No one's looking at a cloud and going to get scared. There's a reason why it says people are going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I mean, you got to imagine amongst Jacob's trouble, all hell broke loose. There's famine, cannibalism. People are looting and rioting. And then all of a sudden you look up, people are going to think it's a space invasion.
Right.
What are these aliens like? What the hell is going on? And then you got the multitudes and multitudes of nations scattered around World War III, really in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, but they're over there in the Middle East, and now, once again, they're looking up like, damn, well, we got to defend Earth. So Esau understands that a power is coming, a force is coming, and the Lord isn't coming back to hand out roses. No, he's coming to do damage. That's exactly what Isaiah 63 is all about, what we just read, those first few verses.
That's right. Did you read verse 3?
Yeah, you want me to hit it again?
Yeah, one more time.
It's Isaiah 63, verse 3. I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I would tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment.
Yeah, like we read in chat, it said that you can't fight judgment, and Yahweh Shah said he will have judgment without mercy.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. And it's focused on that vengeance is focused on a nation, starting with the nation of Edom, the one nation that they try to act like don't exist no more.
Right.
Right. You never hear them talk about Edom, but yet Edom stands prominently in the day of judgment. In America is Babylon the Great is also the daughter of Edom.
Mm-hmm.
This is the top place for Edom here in America. There are other places too, but America is where they seated at,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they publishing their rulership from.
Yep.
Yeah, I got one more in Isaiah 47. Well, we read a little bit earlier, but I want to jump down to verse 10 because there were all these satellites, and you hear Trump, talking about how no other military is as powerful as his, and that's that pride. But it says Isaiah 47:10 says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and knowledge it have perverted thee." So the part of their wisdom and knowledge is perverted them. They think they untouchable, and the Lord's going. He did that on purpose to make an example out of them. It says, "And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me." Going into that God complex, right? It says, and that's another reason they're putting all them satellites in space to spy on everybody. It says, "Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know, Salaki, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know." And then if you read the NLT, it says, "So disaster will overtake you and you won't be able to charm it away. Calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out. A catastrophe.
Salakia, brother. Can you read that again from the top in the NLT?
Yeah, verse 11. It says, so disaster will overtake you, and you won't be able to charm it away.
So they won't be able, Salakia, that disaster that's coming, they're not going to be able to use their witchcraft to make it go away or to act like it's not happening. Right? Because it tells you when it goes in the next verse, talks about how they use witchcraft and wizardry and all of that to keep themselves afloat. Well, you're not going to be able to hide this judgment that's going to overtake you. You got it, brother.
Yeah, remember them plagues in Egypt? They kept was Jambres and what's the nigga name? Well, they was trying to duplicate what Moses was doing, until they couldn't. It says calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out.
No money. You can't use no money. You can't buy, like my man Cleo McDowell said, man, you ain't got enough money to buy me off, Jack. So you ain't gonna have no money to buy Yahweh Shem Salakia. I think the brother went mute. You can repeat what you just said, bro. Salakia.
Who you talking about?
The car.
No.
I was just reading it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. It says calamity will fall upon you, and you won't be able to buy your way out. A catastrophe will strike you suddenly, one for which you are not prepared.
And check this out. In the AMP says, therefore disaster will come on you. You will not know how to make it disappear with your magic. And we just said that. And disaster will fall on you for which you cannot atone with all your offerings to your gods. And destruction about which you do not know will come on you suddenly. Yeah. Because
that's our Redeemer. That's my Redeemer.
Right.
Right. How about y'all shy gonna bring that judgment on you that you ain't never seen before, man? And none of your idols are gonna help you out of this. You can't atone to none of your idols. They're not gonna wake up. That 1-900 call Satan, that shit gonna be disconnected.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to have it. You're gonna sit at that round table hoping that Satan gonna show up, and he just he got you on block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, where thy stargazers, thy monthly prognosticators.
Yeah. Oh, you got it right here. It's the same precept. You can keep reading.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Oh, I'll read it. You can break it down. It says, stand now with verse 12, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, when thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny about that too? It's ironic we're reading this right now because when Raj, you were showing that video of the AI with the so-called chariots fighting each other, what I was thinking the whole time is you can't put anything past Esau. He probably could have paid somebody to create something like that, pushed it out just so it can go viral, and now he's trying to prophesy himself. And at the same time, by doing that, Esau always likes to condition people. And there's no reason why apostles and brothers on down always will reference different movies for certain things that are out there because, of course, Esau likes to say one thing, do something, and then they'll put it in the movie, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, people's minds are being conditioned, and now he turned into a prophet in his own head. So all of this is it's conditioning. It's Esau trying to play God, him trying to fulfill his own prophecies and really upset prophecy, because that's what this is all coming down to.
It says, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsel. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Yeah, and that's really rhetorical. That's really what that is. It's really rhetorical because the Lord is kind of laughing in your face like, all right, yeah, now what? What do you have left? It's like a boxer who's just tired, gassed out, and they're just throwing anything. That's what the Lord is saying right there. Bring up this person, that person, throw this punch, throw that punch. What can you do?
Yeah.
And that's exactly why it says, they're not going to have any hope. Got it, Raj?
Yeah, we go back to Second Ezra 13.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 10. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up everyone, so that upon of a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
You see how the Lord is funny. It says so in Isaiah. It said they'd be going up against a fight. He'd be coming out to meet them like a man, and they wouldn't be able to be prepared for it. But here it's saying that they prepared to fight.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like the Lord is really is going to do a number on these nations, man. You know.
In verse 11 in the GNT, it says, and swept down on the crowd that was coming to attack him, and burned them all up in a single moment. That crowd, too large to count, vanished, and there was nothing left but powdery ashes and the smell of smoke. I was shocked when I saw what happened.
Oof.
He Thanos these niggas, man. Yahweh Shai straight Thanos these niggas without the snap.
Yeah.
These niggas in the dust, man. That's what's coming, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, see, one of you brothers said, one of y'all was speaking, or it might have been a couple of you brothers speaking about the different things that are going to be happening at once, right? It's like what they call an alien invasion, which is really an angelic invasion of the chariots of Israel, led by the Son of the Most High. His name is Yahweh Shai, the archangels, everybody coming. Yeah. So on top of that, that's happening. Then you got, like one of your brothers had mentioned, all the death and destruction and plagues on earth, right? So that's like your worst zombie movie, your worst horror movie, then the worst alien invasion movie, then the worst superpower
Leviathan.
Oh man, the worst Godzilla movie.
The different species of Leviathan.
Yeah. So all this gonna be happening at one time. So everything that you thought was a myth, or you thought that was a movie, or came out of some Edomite head, in reality, Yahweh Shai about to make it all happen at once. And these things are real. Yeah. Right? The chariots are real. They say that that go over the house of the thief. Right? There's a map, UFO map, an active UFO map for sightings, and it show you all the places that on basically on fire with chariots, man. Right? And then you scroll around the globe and look at America, bro. These are active. Come on, man. So these chariots been over here. It looked like it's on fire. It looked like America's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? America is swarmed with them. The state of Israel has a few, but look, America's mother, Britain, the United Kingdom is filled with them, man. And these two people, they going out. America's definitely going to go out. The state of Israel is going to be destroyed and swamped, right? I guess the angels don't like Hamland because fuck that. Wherever these, no, but where these Edomites is at, basically, is where you're going to see a ton of them at. You go to Australia, most of these Edomites, they live on the coast.
Beach town. Yeah, small beach towns.
Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne. Go to New Zealand, they hiding over there. In Hawaii, where I'm at right now, this place is lit up like a Christmas tree, man.
Yep.
So this is signs from Yahweh Shai, and they go all over the earth. But it's a reason why they concentrated mainly here in America, because this is the house of the thief.
Yeah. Precept. This is Amos 9 verse 8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon, or Yahweh Shai are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh Shai." And I was just thinking, because the Lord's eyes is watching these devils, man, you know, because now it's talking about them in this time, you know, this sinful kingdom. But you remember in, you know, during Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, the cry, it went up to heaven, you know, and he said, "Let me come down and see whether these things are so." And he sent them angels, you know. And so, you know, not only are we, you know, messengers, crying to the Lord. But the angels is recording all these devil's actions, man. Even the ones that they think that nobody knows about, the stuff that they've been doing. People crying about the Epstein files still, but all of that stuff is being recorded, man. And they tab is just, it's to the point where they're gonna be completely utterly wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, these devils do know about it, because there was a documentary a while back on the Discovery Channel about what they would do if they had to fight the alien invasion. And they said that their last shot attempt would be to shoot a nuclear weapon up above the mother of what they call the mothership, which is really the fathership, and hope that a warhead hits the top of it and destroys it. You know what I'm saying? Like, go up on the ship and then release a warhead and then for it to come down on a chariot.
Yeah, right. First of all, they're coming from a different dimension. You're dealing with technology that you never dealt with before. And Esau, his fame, the glory is that nuclear bomb, that nuclear missile. He thinks like that's in the movie ID4. They had the drunk Edomite in the plane. He did a kamikaze with the nuke, and then everything fell down. And all the chariots. No, that's not gonna work like that. No nuclear bomb, nothing on this side of the earth, nothing on this side of this dimension can destroy the chariots that's coming from the other side. Nothing.
Yeah, that's all scripted, That's all a movie. Esau scripted it,
That whole
this is gonna be unscripted.
Yeah, man. So that whole nuclear bomb thing is that shit is going. That nuclear bombs is meant to destroy America and the state of Israel and other places around the world to bring down your kingdom. It ain't the nuclear bombs not created to destroy the chariots or Yahushua or the angels, because they can't die. They're immortal. So nothing you can have, nothing you got on this side can touch them. Nothing.
That's right.
And that's why Reagan said it's not an alien force already amongst us. He was talking about us, man. He's talking about the elected Israel, the hopeful elected Israel. He's talking about the Israelites. We're that alien forces amongst them. And Yahushua is coming back. Y'all thought he was quiet. You thought he had nothing to say. You thought everything was cool. This supposed to happen. You could just keep oppressing his people and destroying them. And then you want to put them in digital slavery again? You want to put them in digital slavery, which is slavery again, chattel, worse than chattel. Not going to happen.
Right.
So, Esau's playing the fan. His biggest, he don't have no other weapon. What's that? The rail gun? That ain't going to help. Your laser beam technology is old, right? So your nuclear missiles is all you got. It's your last resort. But the Lord gave that to you to destroy yourself. You got it, bro.
Con, that was pretty much it, bro. Unless Akim had any more precepts.
Nah, I ain't nothing else.
Okay, Con, well, yeah, Lord willing, y'all are edified. Of course, like the title says, they won't be able to stop our Redeemer. All right, and our Redeemer is strong. His name is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakwadash. Oh, and I got to throw on the end, Tazabawaf, the Lord of Hosts. All right, the Lord of Hosts, Tazabawaf means the Lord of the armies, So with that, we give all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, or Kakwadash. That's the Most High name, the Son, the name of the Holy Spirit. Whether you want to believe those names or not, like I always got to say is you're not going to stop us from saying them. We're still going to give praises to them and give reverence to them, because that's what's coming to get us. All right, and double honors to our elders and apostles, of course, the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect household of faith. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.